Greetings, classic cinema and TV fans. This is Jason Lockard, Pastor Jay here with you once again, bringing you another Retro Drive-In podcast. Today, we are talking about the DC Cinematic Universe. Okay, so we all know that DC has really been wanting to be what Marvel is. Marvel has been killing the business, man. I mean, they really have. Bringing in so many great movies and stuff like that, and building this amazing universe, all connected, where all the heroes are connected, all the villains are connected, and it's this amazing thing. And DC wants to do that, right? But it seems like every time they try, they continuously fail. We have just read reports as we're doing this podcast of Black Adam, which was a pretty decent film. It's not spectacular, but it's pretty decent. It was a pretty decent film where Black Adam, the star Dwayne Johnson, we thought, wow, this is going to be great. Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam, Henry Cavill, building this amazing thing. This is going to be great. Now we hear reports that that DC, the cinematic universe of DC, is now going to eliminate Henry Cavill, and Dwayne Johnson is apparently no longer going to be a part of that as well. So this is where the problem lies with DC, in my opinion, okay? DC continuously just cannot stay the course. That's the problem with DC. Okay, now let's take a look at Marvel first off. Marvel, people sit there and say, oh, Marvel is just spectacular. Marvel movies are just spectacular. Marvel movies are great, yes. Iron Man, probably one of the best films, superhero-wise, probably ever. But people say, oh, Iron Man movies are great. Really? Really? You're going to say Iron Man 2 is great? Iron Man 3? You're going to say Iron Man 3 is great? Come on. Let's go a step further here. What about, I got it back on the shelf here. I don't have it in front of me. What about Thor, Dark World? Thor is okay. Thor, Dark World, pretty bad. Okay? A pretty bad film. Guardians of the Galaxy is a pretty decent film. It was pretty fun. Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Come on. The problem is not that every film is great. The problem is that DC won't stay the course. That's where Marvel and DC is different. Marvel makes a movie that's not so great, maybe a little bit of a stinker. It's They go, okay, we messed up. We'll stay the course. We'll move on. DC doesn't do that. They sit there and get characters that play these parts, and they go, okay, that was okay, but it doesn't fit our vision. There's where the problem lies. Okay, let's look at this. Wonder Woman. Okay, Gal Gadot. The Wonder Woman movie is absolutely spectacular. Probably one of the best things that DC ever did in the cinematic universe. Wonder Woman, the second one, 1984, not as great, but still a pretty decent film, okay? What did DC decide? Gal Gadot is no longer in our vision for the future. What? Okay. Let's go a step further here. Jason Mamoa, Aquaman. Pretty decent. Okay, he doesn't look exactly like the Aquaman that we know from the comics, but still a decent version of the character. Passable. Could still work. Okay? Shazam was spectacular. I really enjoyed Shazam. I thought Shazam was really, really good. A really fun film. Really could be part of the cinematic universe. Well, we won't go into Flash because Ezra's having his own troubles and we're not going to get into that. Okay. But the Zack Snyder Justice League, we had people had been begging for this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and finally got it, okay? This is a pretty decent version of Justice League. I think this is what we can all agree Justice League should have been. Yes, it was very, very epic. Very, very lengthy. But this is what you needed. This was a perfect version to start the cinematic universe in. But what did DC do? DC said, Henry Cavill does not fit what we want. Because, see, we saw Henry Cavill in Black Adam. And we saw that. And it was going to be this big, epic reboot, restart to where you were going to have, okay, you were going to have Black Adam. You were going to have Henry Cavill as Superman. You got Ben Affleck, okay? You got Gal Gadot. You got Jason Momoa. You got a good bunch of actors taking this cinematic universe. Now just start writing better stories. That's all you need to do. But the DC universe, the DC cinematic universe, the ones in charge say, well, you know what? It's the actors. No, it's not the actors. It's not the actors. It's the fact that you're not writing good stories. That's where the problem lies. You got to write better stories. That's the problem. That's where your problem lies, is the storytelling. It's not the actors, okay? Ben Affleck did pretty decent as Batman. Not my favorite version of Batman, but okay. Henry Cavill is pretty much loved by the majority of people as at least a passable Superman, you know, so that's at least something. Pretty much everybody loved Gal Gadot, okay? Everybody seemed to like Jason Momoa for the majority of it. You got your beginning there. Just start writing better stories. But they didn't do that. They want to restart the whole stupid thing. This is why the DC universe will never succeed. Right here. This is why DC will never succeed. Because they continuously try to reboot. I don't understand it, okay? Let's go back in time a little bit, okay? You go back to early Warner Brothers, where they were making the superhero films, like Superman. Okay, this box set is, by the way, amazing. We're physical media here. But anyway, this Blu-ray box set is pretty amazing. Love this box set. This, you get all 4 of the original Christopher Reeve films in here. And I love this. You get the original theatrical version of Superman the movie and the extended edition. They made a big deal about that. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, what, 5 minutes more? Big deal. Anyway, Superman 2, Superman 3. You also get Superman 2 Donner cut in here, which I like better. But anyway, Superman 3, Superman 4. Now, pretty much everybody loves Superman 1 and 2 with Christopher Reeve. Okay? Superman 3 and 4 are pretty bad. Especially Superman number 4. Superman 4 is widely considered one of the worst films in the Superman universe, if you will. It's pretty rotten. But everybody loves Christopher Reeve, right? Okay? In addition, the Batman. This is another amazing box set here. This one they did a little different. They made the actual discs. Blu-ray discs. But anyway, the DVD or Blu-ray menus of this is stinky. That's just, I'm just saying. But anyway, Batman and Batman Returns, spectacular. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, okay. But mostly people will tell you these are 2 of their favorite versions of the characters. You know, Christopher Reeve and, of course, the Batman and Batman Returns. Michael Keaton, right? Pretty much everybody loves these, right? The idea here is that you must stay the course. That's what it comes down to. And I think that's where DC is never going to succeed. That's why the DC cinematic universe is never going to succeed. They're continuously trying to reboot, continuously trying to change the characters, and people don't want change. People, we want our characters the way we want them. Okay? We get invested in the character, and then DC goes, okay, we'll just start again. There's the problem. You sit there and get invested into a character, and then you just start all over again. And it's just continually being started all over again, starting all over again, starting all over again. And nobody cares. They end up stop caring because there is no investment. You don't invest in the character because you just, I mean, every time you turn around, it's a new character. It's a new person playing the character. So we end up having no investment in it because of the fact that we just continuously see a reboot, a remake, a redo. Let's start all over again. So we can't get invested. And that is why DC will never succeed. People sit and say, oh, well, it's because of this or this or this. And I will say this. DC wants to be Marvel. But they want to be Marvel in their own way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Marvel is more of the light version of comics, right? The brightness, right? DC said, let's be dark. That way we're opposite. And there's nothing wrong with being a darker version. But I think there's where the problem lies, at least for me, is the fact that they're too dark sometimes. Superheroes are to bring light, bring hope. And the darkness is so heavy in what is being done with DC so much sometimes that it's hard to enjoy because you feel so after you watch something because there's so much darkness, right? That was what made Christopher Reeve's Superman so much better than anything we've seen, was because there was that element of hope. There was, even through all the darkness of Zod and his minions and all this type of stuff, you saw the hope that was Superman, right? And that's what we're missing. We see that with these films. There's so much darkness that it becomes like this heavy dark cloud, and they're not enjoyable to watch. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. Now, but I will say this. This is the truth to me. You have to stay the course. That's where the problem lies. And that's why DC cannot succeed, because they just won't stay the course. So it's just never gonna succeed, in my opinion. DC will never succeed because they're not investing in who they get in to play the characters. That's my opinion. What's your opinion? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We want to thank you for coming along on this ride of why we believe DC will never succeed. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. We'd appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to go to Classic Cinema Plus. Check out our reviews, our Blu-ray reviews, and DVD reviews, and all that type of stuff up there. We put up new stuff all the time. We would appreciate it. And until we see you next time, this is Jason Lockard reminding you that if you want to see a great film, check out a classic, and we will see you next time here on the Retro Drive-In Podcast. Have a blessed one. Bye.